doing was digging a few open. Oh, never mind. We're on air, which means that'll be admissible in court. Sorry, go ahead, Mike.
Boink. These guys, when I say to these guys, let's go, that means they'll, it's like two ladies.
Well, we thought you'd have the common decency to let us finish that illegal conversation before you put us on.
11, and I don't know.
Guess who didn't mute?
I muted. What are you talking about? Fucking 2-0 fucking ends. Holy shit.
Yeah. My fucking brother trying to sell my ass up the fucking river already.
That's a good thing you were making fun of somebody. I piss you right off. Doink.
I wasn't making fun of nobody. I was fixing to admit to doing something illegal.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Oh, yeah. Congratulations.
I hope everybody's turkey day was cool. I hope everybody stayed safe, stayed sober, didn't cause no problems. Didn't cut themselves carving turkey or what have you. All right, let's do a little quick rundown here. We'll. All right, county line logging. First, how we doing, brother? Good to see you. Thanks for coming. DSW Outdoors is looking. What's up, brother? How you doing? Happy Turkey Day. Groovy outside made an appearance. Groovy, how the hell are you? Good to see you. The ever beautiful Sandy Passions is with us, as always. Hi, Sandy. Good to see you.
Right on. What's going on, young lady?
Prepping to endure. How you doing, brother? Happy Thanksgiving to you, too. Gear Grind 19, the Quagmire historian. How the hell are you?
Damn right.
Good to see you. Obviously, Stalker Steve's in here with us. Swamp Donkey 530. Good to see you, SD.
What up, Jeffro?
How you doing?
He said he had to make a beer run. He'll be back.
Naturally, let's speak to the motherfucker name here. Damn it.
Mr. G Mango's made an appearance. What's up, brother?
Brother G.
Mr. J Greg Campbell. Great to see you. How are you?
09.
All right, I think that's everybody for right now. What's happening? Let me share this here, chat. What's going on with everybody?
Well, I was just about ready to get going on my way to go to bed. I thought there was no chat tonight.
No, next week.
You said the Friday after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I know, but I meant like, the
the other
one that's after. Yeah.
The other Friday.
Yeah.
Fucking wise ass motherfucker.
Well, I mean, you take a man for his word, you got to get down.
Yeah, but you know what I meant. I said I'm leaving Sunday after Thanksgiving, so why would I?
Motherfucker, won't.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I actually got up this morning. It was still dark out. That's rare for me.
Fuck.
It was what?
It's still dark out.
Dark. It's dark up here now,
Brother, I got a kiss job. I don't even get up till 8 in the morning.
Hey, Jeff, what's going on, bro? Great to see you. Thank you. Prepping to endure, always on the ball. Last week, Mike did say, see you next Friday. What? No apologies? No, not okay. I see how we'll go.
No, I'm still going, sticking to my Friday after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and I'm trying to decide if I want to call him a suck up or not, but I don't think I'm going to.
Wow. Tough fucking crowd here tonight, boys and girls.
Hell yeah.
I can assure you that you will not see me next Friday night. How's that sound? Is that better?
Thank you. I mean, wait a minute. That didn't come out right.
Thank you, he says. Wow. All right, I can see how this night's going to start.
It didn't come out exactly like it should have. I mean, That was more of a thank you for clarifying all that, not a. Anyway.
G-Trap, how the hell are you? Steven, do you have the powers to send invitations?
To the best of my abilities.
Can you send one to Norm, please?
Yeah, give me a minute.
Thank you. I'd probably tell you for the hamburger, you use me to. Yeah, I got that part too. So I hope everybody's doing cool. I hope everybody, like I said, I hope everybody had a good turkey day and all that happy horse shit.
Right on.
Well,
I'll be back in a minute.
All right. As the Starship would say, I'm leaving on a jet plane. Or as Johnny Cash would say, or Chris Christopherson, whichever version you like. Sunday morning coming down. Leaving Sunday morning. I'll be out of here I'll probably leave my house around 10-ish. Go over and meet the guys, and we're out of here. Going north for a week.
Safe travels, brother, and Godspeed.
Nah. I just can't fucking wait. You know, we've said it 10,000 times. You know, just being out where it's quiet. You know.
Oh yeah.
It's got nothing to do with, you know, and it's just. Jeff X says, Mike said no chat next Friday last week, meaning next week. That's how assholes talk. Okay, buddy. I see how you fucking transplant. Couldn't take it. Couldn't stand the heat, so he had to move out. He had to move out of the state. See, real men stay and fight.
And whine about it being cold while they're trying to smoke.
So, my voice is coming back a little bit, right? Because obviously it's better than last week. But I'll tell you what, early in the morning when it's really cold, and I'm not in my car, you know, if I stand outside and have a bud or whatever, oh, fuck. Does that some bitch make me cough like a some bitch?
Yeah.
Burn the lungs.
Wow. It's like that -5 degree day or whatever the hell it was, -3, -5, whatever the fuck day it was, that we all went ice fishing. And I was like, you know, that cold air hitting those friggin' inflamed lungs. Holy shit.
What's left of them?
Right.
Boy, I'll tell you. So I'm outside because I said to Stevie, I says, I'm going to want to have a quick putt. And I'll be in. We'll wait on Stump because we know how old he is and how slow he is and all that bullshit, you know, because he doesn't know what time it is. So, you know, I says, I'll have a quick putt. And he's looking at me going, fuck you. So I said, I'll have a quick putt, be right in, but whatever. Jesus Christ, I went down the stairs. I lit the cigarette on the stairwell. I go out the door and ugh. I was like, man. Anyways. So, Fazé, what's up? Good to see you.
I don't know about the rest of y'all, but now that you mentioned that damn song, I've got it stuck in my head.
On Sunday morning coming down?
Nah, leaving on a jet plane.
Leave.
On a jet plane.
Got the GPS charged, fire kit, orange vest, MRE, emergency tent in your hunting bag. Right on gear.
Whoa.
I'm actually don't have the GPS charged. I am being given a what's it called? Oh, what the fuck's it called?
One of those spot boxes, you know, when you tap out, you mash the button and they come rescue your ass.
No. What are you, an asshole?
No, I'm saying it's a legit thing that's out there.
No, it's called a what the hell's the name of it? Anywho, you know what it does? It's almost like you don't need Wi-Fi or all that bullshit for it. So that's why I can't use my maps on my phone.
Oh.
It's a tracker, and
like a beacon, a GPS locator type thing.
Yeah. So what I do is that
Okay.
I press the button when I walk in the woods at the car. You know, when I get out the truck, I press the button.
Mm-hmm.
I go on my merry way, go anywhere I want to go. And when I want to go back, press truck.
Yeah, Bushnell makes one they call it a backtracker.
Backtracker, thank Christ. Thank you very much. That's
Yeah.
what it's called. It's exactly what it's called. It's backtracker.
Yeah.
So
dude, those things are nice. They work really good.
You press truck and then bring right back to the truck. So I won't be getting turned around the woods this year.
Yeah, when you mash the truck button, it gives you the options to go back the exact same route you took, or it'll give you like a straight line, or it'll give you options. Those things are nice.
So
I would recommend keeping it in a pocket to keep it warm for the sake of the batteries.
Yeah,
or weather kills them things quick.
We're supposed to get some cold weather up there. It's supposed to be like 20s and all that, and it's supposed to snow. We're not getting any storms, but they say it's supposed to snow like an inch or two, which is a good thing, both for obviously tracking and dragging. So,
right on.
Unless you forget your boots.
Well, there'll be none of that.
And it just sucks.
HRM Weapons, how the hell are you?
While we're on this subject, Mike, this is not a pick on Mike thing. This is just a.
I hope not, because I'm sensitive and I don't want to cry on national TV. You know. Go ahead.
Let's face it, this is a good show, but it's not national. I don't know. It might be international, maybe. I don't know. Fuck it. Anyway, this ain't a pick on you thing. Just friendly advice. Don't want to read in the paper that you kicked the bucket or nothing. Having all of your shit, you're good about that. Just remember to take the damn pack with you when you get out of the vehicle this time.
Right.
Okay?
I told you I'm going to downsize that pack.
Either way, just make sure you got it with you. That's the important part. Okay. Having your shit's great if you got it with you. If it's in the truck 2 miles away,
I would have a fighter's tail with me, but Steve wouldn't send me one.
Hold on. On that thought, just hang on a second.
No. So I'm going to take my little fighter kit with me. All right. Which I'm going to get into in a minute because it's kind of, you guys know how sentimental I am, especially when it comes to my kids. So I'll explain that one to you in a minute. So I'm going to take the little fire kit, right? Take a few bottles of water. What did he call it? Go Tracker, Track Me Back, whatever the fuck it's called.
Backtracker.
Thank you. I'm going to take Stevie's fire steel that he sent me, ferro rod that he made me and sent me. I have my skinning knife that my southern brother Chad sent me. I always carry I carry the Gonzo anyways, so I carry the Gonzo. That's my ETC anyways.
You need to start a fire, Mike.
I got 2 of those. Technically, I got 3 of them. I told you I got the one Steve gave me. Yeah. I got the one that Pennsylvania Shane. For those that don't know who Pennsylvania Shane is, you go check him out. He's on Instagram as Pennsylvania Shane too.
Mm-hmm. Good dude, by the way.
He's a very good dude. And I got my little tiny one that I got with what do you call it? I didn't like it because it was tied together to the striker. Like it was like hands were tied. I'm like, fuck this. So I ripped it off.
Yeah. Well, there's a little announcement open my mouth for anybody that don't know. That fucker right there, it's the skinny one out of us 3.
Right.
These are all of some of his handiwork. Okay? Not some little bitty T90 piece of, piss ant pecker size ferro rod.
Yeah,
No,
'cause
that
it's
fucking
through
thing's
that
as big as your
quarter-inch
fucking, that fucking thing's as big as your pinky finger.
Well, normal sized people.
Well, my pinky finger, not your sausage fingers.
Give that little scrawny fella right there a buzz, a call, a message, or whatever. Talk to him. He's got a lathe. He's got wood. He can get hold of the fire stills. He shall hook you the fuck up for the right compensation.
Sure.
You got a nice pair of boots. Maybe just a quick text with a pair of tits hanging out, and you might get one. Who knows?
Key Trapper, I'm going up in Maine, northwest Maine, to, it's a small town. It's part of a bigger one, but it's a small town called Aquasic, Maine. It's right beside Rangeley, Maine. That's where I'll be going hunting, though, G. Jeff says, Mike, do you have any food? No, I'm not gonna bring food.
Dude, take a pack of jerky or something.
Of course I am, just being funny.
Don't take food. It gives you more incentive to get a deer.
But see, here's the thing, too, is that sometimes we come out at, we'll go in at, well, it's late this year, so we'll have to look up to see what time shooting hours are, but it's obviously later than it is the first part of the month. It's probably by, it's a minute a day. So it's probably a half hour later than when we normally go in. So we'll go in, and then we usually walk out around 10:30, 11 o'clock. Sometimes I stay in. Sometimes I stay in the woods all day.
Yeah.
But so the food aspect of it is that I'll just bring snacks or something. I don't really bring.
Now, what's going to give you a case of the giggles there, Steve?
Jeff, would you trade a ferro rod for me and my Speedo?
Oh, God.
I like you.
I don't know what Jeff looks like.
Well, if he's got your number, I think you're fixing to find out.
No, he's one of you people now. He's one of you people. He's a Southerner.
No shit. What about Jeff?
He's not a masshole anymore. He's a Southerner.
Whereabouts? How close are you?
Oily Prepper, how are you? How are you, beautiful? Great to see you.
Oily, what's up, baby doll? That's a good woman right there.
Sweetheart. Hope your Thanksgiving went well. Yeah, so
that's weird.
That's that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so to get back to my fire kit, right? So you guys know how I'm a sentiment guy. So I told you I got the 2 ferro rods from Stevie and Pennsylvania Shane.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a couple of years back, camera girl says to me, "Daddy, what are you doing?" Fire, honey. And she says, "Yeah, but why are you using the bark from that tree?" I says, "Because it's flammable and it helps make fire, blah, 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 blah." And so her and her mother and her brother, I don't know, probably a month later, were on their way to my mother's cottage. And my daughter said, "I want to run through the woods." And my wife says, "Go ahead." Da, da, da. Well, on the way there, she found a birch tree. And she must have ripped a pile of birch off that fucking tree this high. And so my mother, because my mother being my mother, gives her a Ziploc bag, gallons Ziploc bag for her, right?
Right.
And so when they came back, because I was helping my brothers work on the cottage, they come back, and she's like, "Here, Daddy, here you go." So the birch bark will go in the pack too.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
So the birch bark, I got my knife, and then the ferro rod, and that'll be my fire starter. So
that is too funny. My daughter made me a fire kit when she was little teeny. Had all in a Ziploc bag for me. She had little sticks and twigs and a little bit of birch bark in there.
Isn't that cool?
Yep. I still got it.
VBorg 001. How the hell are you, my friend? Happy Turkey Day.
Right on, V-board. So you never did answer me, man. How close is Jeff to me now? How far south did he come?
I don't know. Fuzz says I put bacon scent on my boots for 1 year. Was humped by about 200 hunters. Jeff, you're gonna answer Stump before he gets all pissy.
Right.
North Carolina.
Oh shit. Hell,
Oh Jesus Christ, you're one of them.
I can cross the North Carolina line from here in about 3 hours. Well, 2.5, 3 hours.
He's closer to Michelle and Dish than you.
Yeah, but hell,
Right.
he's that close by. We can meet up fucking halfway, shoot somebody's cow, grill that some bitch on a big old open fire, split a couple stick cases.
And Ed's down in North Carolina too. Well, you know what I mean. He's got the place down there.
Yeah, I got to catch up with him one time when he's down in North Carolina. I'm gonna run up there and hang out with him a little while. Definitely need to do that.
Well, I'll tell you what, turkey must be good for your funny bone. Everybody's cracking me up tonight.
Right on. Well, on my end, yeah, I'm very mildly medicated due to the rib issue at the moment, but
Mildly medicated, is that what we're calling it nowadays? I like that. That's good.
Yeah, mildly.
Mildly.
Well, Mike,
there was a time when if the bottle said take one every 4 hours, I'd take 4 every 5 minutes. But yeah, those days are long gone.
Yeah, you like your liver now?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Shouldn't the doctor ask you if you're dyslexic?
My doctor knows me. I've been dealing with Doc Seeley for forever now.
Stump Gear go ahead and says pet the pussy, Stumper.
I'm working on it, Gear. See? That's the little kitty cat I call Speed Bump. Thing else.
Thank you, Fuzz. For
yellow tiger cats, they get crazy.
Yeah.
Thanks, Fuzzy.
Get your ass out my face.
Oh, Greg Campbell, that's fine.
No way.
J. Greg Campbell, that's the balls. 4 generations under one roof.
Oh.
Jesus, there he is.
What?
Hey, Mike, Stump, and Steve. Hope you all had a good Thanksgiving. Good to see you. I've been working 13-hour second shifts, so no time for the tube. Hey, Johnny, the MI Woodsman. Let me explain something to you, brother. You don't ever owe me an explanation.
That's right.
Did you just get off the second shift? Or are you home? Have you worked out your computer issues? Because if you have, like I've said for however many, ask Gear how long we've been on the air. You can ask Gator Dryden however long we've been on the air that you always have an open invitation to the Quagmire. So just let me know when we'll get you on here.
Yep. It is truly a unique individual right there. Great dude, man.
Oh, I could sit here all night and have a chat just about John the MI Woodsman.
Right.
I enjoy the crap out of his videos, especially since he's a hometown boy.
That's right. He's one of yous. He's a Michigander. I want to know how come not all Michiganders are as nice as him, though.
Otherwise, more people like you will try to come here.
We got you. We got Dish. We got...
Dish ain't a Michigander.
Oh, yeah, she moved. She's a Southerner now. You got...
She's in North Carolina. She's still a Yankee.
You got Daryl. Right? Ben moved too, I think, right?
Elisa Shell.
Felicia's in there, yep.
Aaron Nelson.
I don't know that one. Do I?
Just for a moment, Mike. Would you be terribly opposed to Stevie there promoting or mentioning someone else's chat here on your chat?
It's not the same night as mine, is it?
Nope.
No.
Why would I do that? I always promoted JT. Why wouldn't I promote another one?
Well, I mean, I know that, but I mean, some people get pissy. So, Steve, if you would kind of remind everybody about Miss Shalisha's little anonymous meetings.
Shalisa's awesome people. I always showed her
Damn
chat.
right she is.
Every other Sunday, she has a Fatwood Anonymous meeting. So if you're addicted to the Fatwood, look up Shalisa Shell. Hold on, I'll put it in a...
There you go.
Very funny gal, Michigander. But every other Sunday, is this the Sunday she's having it, or did she have it last Sunday?
I think she had it last Sunday.
Yeah, I think this is the off Sunday. So next Sunday.
Yeah, because Miss Peeping Egg was on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's cool.
This last, that chick right there is amazing too.
But right around 6:30 Michigan time, which is Eastern. It's usually about an hour, hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, but very cool young lady, cool chat.
Yeah, she is. She's good people.
Yep.
And as a matter of fact, Shalisha Shell has been on the panel on the Quagmire also. So
right,
that is true. That's kind of one reason I figured you wouldn't mind, but just want to double check.
Has Gig hadn't got back to me yet on how long we've been doing this chat? Our chat historian.
He's probably having to go way, way back in the archives to find the original Quagmire notebook. You know what I mean?
I should text Ohio Wolverine. He would fucking know it, probably right off the top of his friggin' head.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but on Ohio, didn't he go back to work in law enforcement again?
He did.
Yeah.
He did. Less than 30 minutes. Groovy, what's going on? Groovy, want to come on? Gee, everybody's saying GI. Georgie here? GI Customs, where are you?
Yeah, he just floated through.
Georgie, what's up?
Brother George. Sorry for interrupting you there, Mikey.
No, it's all good. Gotta want to spend some time with the wife. That's all good, Johnny. You know that, my brother.
Yes.
It's been good seeing you. And give me a little jing-a-ling-a-ling if you need, all right? You still have my number, right? So, but thank you very much for coming in, John. It's been awesome seeing you. I have to get to Michigan. I gotta go out and spend a fucking weekend with him.
Yep.
Yeah, it was pretty cool watching one of his videos going down the Manistee River.
Yep.
He actually, I was like 99% sure of it. He showed us one spot way up this cliff with a handrail at the top.
Yep.
And they mentioned something, how'd you like to have to walk up and down that? Well, that was the spot, the lookout point I had on my video.
No way.
That I walked down to the river and then went back up.
Nice.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. Hey, I know that spot.
Fuck, that's right, George. I did, didn't I? I know you can't see the thing stump, but I butt dialed Georgie the other day. He was at work. I was at work, and it was pretty funny, actually.
How the hell's that happen with a smartphone? I thought they were anti-butt dial.
That's bullshit. You should see the text I sent my sister yesterday at a football game. It's got every fucking. It's got fucking all the symbols and hashtag, all that sign, everything, right? And then I leaned on some guy's bumper to have a butt. And I come back to where we were standing watching the football game, and my brother goes, "Really? What the fuck was that?" I go, "What are you talking about?" I was having a cigarette. He goes, "The text, you idiot." I'm like, I didn't text nobody. was Mike. It's on the group chat. You know, the group chat text that we all sent. It says, it is DS of W Outdoors. How are you, my friend? I goes, it is? And he goes, yeah. I looked at my phone, and you should see it. I wish my phone would come out, but I already tried to. It's too bright. But every name and symbol on your phone, it was on that friggin' text. It was unreal. But so, anyways,
Oh, Lord.
I texted. I butt texted my family, and I butt called Georgie while we were at work last week. So that was pretty funny. Groove, I don't know if you heard me. Do you want me to send you the invite or what's going on? Steven, did you send one to him?
Yes. And then I text him to let him know. I don't know what he's up to.
Neither do I, but I just, you know, I want him to know that he's, you know, he's got the free pass too, you know what I'm saying?
What'd you do?
You know
Get
what I mean?
run by clawing there? Yep.
What happened?
I told you the yellow cats get crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to hijack the chat with Abraham here, but it's my daughter's cat, so he's kind of like my grandkid, and I don't know, man. I kind of treat him a lot like he's a puppy instead of a cat, so this may be the only cat in the world that sometimes on command will do like high fives, sit, stay, fetch, all that shit. But when he decides he wants attention, you don't have a say-so in the matter. Yes. What is it, dude?
I don't know, brother. I haven't seen Swamp Talk. I haven't seen a Bruins game. So when did I see them? The last game I saw that they had, they lost. So an informed state of mind. How are you, my friend? I sent you a invite on Facebook in the Rush on Rush Creek. So you have an invite there. But good to see you, Luke. I hope your turkey day was good. You're a better man than me, Stump, because I'm too many knives and guns to hang around with a cat, and I just...
I don't know, man. I've never been a cat fan, but there've been a few of them, man. They just kind of, I don't know, they get their own personalities. You get to liking them a little bit. You get to hang out with them. And like I say, this motherfucker thinks he's a dog. He'll play fetch and all that shit.
Jets rule. Fuck
Yeah,
the Jets.
when it feels like it.
Yeah. But I mean, y'all know I'm not a runt, and you can see how big his fucker is compared to me. I mean, it ain't like he's a little bitty thing by no means. His last vet trip, he came in around 15 pounds.
You know, bobcat season's coming up.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Right.
Oily, you might be right. Oily, you could definitely be right.
What's that?
Oily Prepper said that she thinks I've been having them since 2013 because that's when she started on Facebook.
Sounds about right.
That could be right.
All right. You got
What up,
to go
Lou?
get down.
Browns fans? Who the hell's a Browns fan? Fuzzy, are you drinking again? And by the way, guys, the Jets, when Swamp Donkey put the Jets in, he meant the Winnipeg Jets, unfortunately. So I apologize because the Winnipeg Jets are, you know.
Look at Gear.
Let me see. What did Gear do wrong now? First Quagmire was February 15, 2015. The side was the highest thing, and then I told her, no, I won't touch her there for $1.
Wow.
Special note, yeah, my wisdom was on there. Is that the first? That's the first Quagmire, right? So that's not okay. So that's the first Quagmire. Because I was going to say, Johnny, we've been doing after chats with Johnny before that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so too. Because the man that just came in, I told you guys last week, helped me get all that together. Luke, how the hell are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you as well. How's it going, guys? Happy Happy Thanksgiving to you all down there.
Thank you. Thank you.
Boxing Day.
Thank you, sir.
Indeed, Boxing Day. That's right. Eh?
That's right.
Well, it's not actually Thanksgiving for us up here. Ours is actually quite a bit earlier than yours, and ours is in October.
So say yours was in October or something, right? First part of
Yeah.
October. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So it's ours is already come and gone, and but it was good nevertheless. Uneventful, I suppose, but yeah, sure, yeah. We always remember yours because there's big football going on at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know. That's how we always kind of remember what yours is going on, right? So, but, yeah.
You Canadians always got to be first.
Yeah, well, no, not. That's about the only thing, to be honest with you. Normally, we ride on the coattails of the United States, especially when it comes to governmental decisions. So, if a Patriot Act comes into place, we get something about 3 to 6 months later. That's pretty close to yours. Ours is just worded nicer. So,
Well, Luke, if you don't mind, I'm not exactly up to date on Canadian history. Y'all's Thanksgiving, is it basically based off of a similar story as ours? Pilgrim type folks show up, fuck over a bunch of Indians, and party about it.
well, I think more ours is based on the Pilgrims and so on, but it's based on, as far as I can remember anyway, it is sort of based on the idea of way back when Canada certainly had influence within the United States, because I think boundaries weren't really kind of set up at that particular point as definitive as maybe as they are, as we know them today, or even, quite a while ago. But I think a lot of ours is more or less is a thanks for the harvest. It's a harvest Thanksgiving, essentially, because that is the time of our harvest. Yours could be a little sooner, or it could be a little later, depending on where you are, I guess, the United States. And maybe that's what's going on. I don't really know. Embarrassingly enough, I don't really know. So that's speculation on my part. So, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I was just curious.
Yeah, don't worry about putting me on the spot. No, that's not even close to being an issue. It's us, and I think that's really what it's come down to. Anyway, for me, it's always been about that: the thanks of the harvest, and thanking your fellow neighbors, and getting together with friends and family. And these are the people who sponsor each other, I guess, in that drive to get a good crop and get the crop off, and in good abundance and so on. And we have a harvest festival certainly about the same time, and so on. So I think that's a lot of the focus there.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, and how the hell are you? Good to see you. And he never answered me. February 16, 2016, Mike Carter's first rainbow. You're right. It has been 3 years. It'll be 3 years in January. They are correct. And you're right, though. That was February 16th. That much I know. That was a lot. That was the cold day. That was a cold fucking day. That was that -5 day I was just talking about a little while ago. -5 is cold enough for me. That was brutal. But it was pretty funny. I was watching some videos last night. Actually watching some videos tonight too. And by the way, go check out HRM Weapons. He just put out a video tonight. Real cool video. He's working on a wood stove, and then he made a junction box, which is a pretty good idea, by the way, there, HRM. I thought that was pretty fucking smart to do that.
Yep.
So you guys can check that out. Now, is anybody going to answer me? Did Groovy leave, and GI and Georgie left too, or what's going on? Neither one of them.
I didn't see him say goodnight.
Right. So Georgie and GI.
Excuse me.
Maybe they're dating.
Let me know, and you'll have. Yeah, HRM's a cool dude, Oily.
Last word from Groovy was hungry.
Oh, he might have went and got a snack.
Right.
He might have went and got a snack.
Let's see. Knowing George right about now, he's probably got this played in the background working on a knife or something.
Yeah, he does. That's fine.
I hope he's working on a sheath. Just saying.
All right.
I think that may be the very first thing I've heard you say remotely related to hurry up.
Well, I've been drooling for a week and a half now, for Pete's sake.
Is that thing not freaking gorgeous? Holy shit.
Wow.
I need you to tell me a story because, speaking of videos, apparently I missed one of yours. And I missed half the conversation that you and Stump were having off air before we came on air. Did I hear you say you passed on a deer?
No, I ran him right out of town.
What'd you do, jump?
I shot in the air and told him never come back.
What did you do, jump one?
Oh no, this thing was trying to walk right up to him and just steal his crackers or something, I think. I mean,
So why don't you
well on its way.
He was definitely after my crackers.
So why don't you shoot him? How come you didn't shoot him?
No, I had a shot. I got a shot with a pistol, Mike, and I missed.
Oh, you can shoot deer with a
Well,
pistol.
I said, "Oh,
You didn't exactly
You shoot-
miss.
You can shoot deer with a pistol.
yeah."
I never knew that.
He didn't exactly miss. He just gave him somewhat of a shave, yes you could say.
Little mohawk.
Guess I'm gonna have to go
Yeah.
and watch the fucking.
Yeah. Which now, at one point in the video, I guess that one area you were in, the second area you came across with that thin gray hair, the undercoat hair, which is
Yeah.
kind of leading me to believe you'd actually got something. There for a minute, some of those leaves, I thought, what's he mean you don't see a blood trail? What the hell's that? And then you move the camera, and I'm like, oh, shit, there's no blood trail 300 yards wide. What the fuck? What with those leaves?
I don't know why the good Lord did it. Some of our leaves got a blot of red on them. I can't remember if it's from the maple or the oak. I think it's just to F you up. And it is.
It's gotta be.
I bet it's the maple.
Yeah.
I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's one certain tree.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
But yeah, I mean, you got the camera shining down. I don't see a sign of a blood trail. I'm like, Steve, it's right there, dude. And the camera moves, and every leaf you see's got it. Like,
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Oh, I had to pick up a few of them and rub them with my thumb just to make sure it didn't come off.
Yeah, that is a pain in the ass. That is a pain in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
So I got an interesting little. So my brother's buddy went hunting the other day, right? Said he hit it in the lung. Blood everywhere from where he hit it. Okay. He didn't give a chance for the thing to expire. He chased after it right away. Which apparently they're thinking gave this thing more adrenaline. I don't know. That's what they're thinking. And I'm kind of thinking their way too, because there's blood everywhere. And then it stopped. And then when because he didn't want to let the thing just die, the thing got up, ran again. Okay.
With
couldn't find the fucking deer.
An arrow?
Damn.
Yep.
Sounds to me like he hit the liver.
No, he didn't. He got him through and through. Oh no, he got him in the line. We went through and through with the arrow.
Well, you can go through and through and hit the liver too. I've killed so many deer in liver shots.
No, you get him way up top. He didn't get him in the liver. So I said to him, I said, he goes, Mike, he goes, he texted my brother a picture. And he goes, and I can't find this fucking deer. The blood splatter was just unbelievable. And he couldn't find it.
Was the blood splatter? Was that like basically where he actually made connection with the deer? Right at that spot.
Yeah. This thing bled.
Yeah.
This thing bled good, and now it's just coyote food. He looked until the sun went down. Then he went back the next day, and he still couldn't find it.
Well, I think I'd have to agree that it might have been, maybe a liver shot or a major artery. And the only reason is because of how much blood. And he didn't find it to be able to verify. He might think that's where he shot it was through and through. Certainly through and through, but it could have been through and through and basically hit a major artery or whatever. Obviously, the rule of thumb is any time in that situation, just sit and wait, right? If you wait, you probably won't go much more than 50 feet, especially if you haven't made any noise. It's just a bit of a it spooks them enough. Of course, they get bit. They don't really understand it, but they want to go. They realize they're weak. They want to settle down. Instinctively, they'll either head for water to try to seal wounds, especially arrows. For whatever reason, that's been my experience. And then the next thing, of course, is that they're going to feel that loss. They're going to recognize it. They're going to want to sit down and inspect that wound and start licking at it. If they even get to that point, they might want to lay down. And again, if they do that, their blood pressure is going to rise up. It's not so much even adrenaline as much as a shock, potentially from blood loss.
Right.
It's not much different than human beings. It's really the same thing. It's the circulatory system. Circulatory system is what it is. Major blood loss, 3 minutes. That's it. Everything starts to shut down, and it's over.
When I shot a deer with a shotgun, I got through and through, double long shot, and he went in maybe, I don't know. I shot him on the road, on the trail, and he went in the woods. I don't think he went 30 yards in the woods. I found him under a tree.
Got a friend of mine a few years back. He called me up. He's like 2 counties over. He said, man, I got to have some help. I shot one. I got a huge blood trail. It just disappears in the thin air. So, hey, no problem. Back then I was messing with dogs, pretty heavy hounds. So, we load up a couple hounds and we go out there, get them on the trail. And sure as shit, we're following this blood trail that Stevie Wonder could have followed. And I'm thinking, there's no way this trail disappears and there's no deer. Sure enough, man, we get to a creek. Trail just vanishes. Get to looking all around, the other side of the bank. Nothing. I mean, not even a leaf turned over or anything. Oh, screw it. You go that way, I'll go this way. Either end of the creek, right? About 30 yards downstream, there was a little bit of, you could tell someone had come out of the creek. This thing had gone down the creek and wallowed in some mud. I'm assuming plugged in both holes, because it looked like 10 or 12 hogs spent an hour there just rooting stuff up. Dog stayed on that trail for probably another 3 hours. It got to the point we just gave up. This thing had obviously closed the holes and lived through it and was gone.
Wow.
Right there, like Luke's saying, man, dude, they like to hit water, get in the mud, clog that hole up. Yeah, that's their emergency room. It really is.
I've seen them wallow like that in the snow too.
Yeah. I've seen footage of that. I haven't seen it personally, but I have seen them hit lakes. We've tracked some where it was a poor shot, shotgun, rifle, and I've heard about bow. But instinctively, like you said, they'll head for water if they can find it right readily, and they'll start swimming. And the pressure, from what it was explained to me anyways, from an old trapper, he said to me that if the pressure of the water basically slows that bleeding, and they whatever reason, they understand that, or they know it, or it feels better. Don't know, but that's that's how it is. So I haven't really done any research on it to suggest if that's true, but whether or not I've seen it though twice, where I got to the water's edge and I got on the radio and I said, Dad, it's gone to the water. And he radioed over to Rob, and Rob was in the boat, and he went up and got up beside it. And my dad says, don't touch it until it stops. If you start sinking, grab it, but don't touch it because it's against the law. It's basically it's interfering with an animal that's still on the run essentially. So you can't, and it's in water, which it doesn't count. And up here in Canada, that's how it is. It's in the regs. So, But once that animal seems like it's going to give up, you can go ahead and grab it then and secure it to the boat, and that's what he did. It didn't go. Shit. You know what? I guess it kind of did go kind of far because it almost left the jetty, and that was quite a little ways too. So it was doing some serious swimming. What about it? Big buck, really big buck. Big buck.
That's another thing too. The water temperature. And that's the first thing you learn as a person. A bad cut, cold water. The cold coagulates the blood. So if they hit that cold water, that's definitely going to reduce the bleeding.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but I feel bad. Because this kid went back, and I've heard stories of guys looking for 2 days for these fuckers, and they just can't.
Yeah, it's.
You're a tricky when you're wounded. They do all kinds of wacky shit. I just seen a video tonight. A guy whacked a deer with a bow on the edge of a dirt field. Went on forever, a crop field. And that deer, it was a great shot right behind the shoulder. And it was probably 200 yards across that field. And that deer zigzagged the whole way. Yeah. Within 10 feet, it was going left, right, left, right, left, right, and it finally piled up. Wow. So they do crazy stuff. A lot of times, they'll run a straight line, and then right when they're about to croak, they'll do a J hook one way or the other.
Yeah, yeah.
Real tight little circle, and that's where a lot of guys go straight and walk right past their deer.
Yeah. Well, it's like the doe, right? You ever jump a doe? You jump a doe, and then, she'll take off, 15, 20, 25 yards, and then stop, turn around, and see what the fuck's chasing her.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why it's so important to mark your blood trail, even if it's gushing. All you need is a few markers, and you can kind of see that little curve they're on. And if you look at your back trail, it will help you look for your next clue.
Yep.
And this is why I'm glad.
Orange clip-on things from Kmart or wherever I got them. Cheap little pieces of plastic, like a clothespin.
Mm-hmm.
And they got a little piece of reflector tape on it. Man, them things are great. I carry a whole pouch full of them.
Yeah.
Well, this is why I love
like my hunting pack flagging tape, like you do on construction sites.
Right.
I've got access to it by the freaking pallet load. I got 3 or 4 rolls of it in my hunting pack. Bright orange, pink. I think there's a blue roll.
Toilet paper works really good, and that you
Until it rains.
Go back and collect it.
Yeah.
Well, this is why I'm gonna love it that it's gonna be snowing, or there'll be at least a small blanket of snow. Because now,
Which, while we're on the whole tracking and trail thing, Steve, I got to give you credit. You were mentioning stuff you were looking for while you were trailing that one that a lot of people don't really think to look for. I was kind of impressed with you on that one.
Well, my my number one passion used to be bow hunting. And you lose a deer or two, you get really serious about tracking.
Oh, yeah.
Because I rather miss than, whack one and not find it.
Yeah. That's something I've always loved was, I don't want to sound like I'm patting myself on the back because I don't really get to track a lot of deer because.
You can't.
No, they fall where I shoot them. And I think the last deer I could come close to having a track that I shot might have went about 6 foot. I mean, again, don't intentionally want to sound like I'm bragging, but I never have to track deer. I have my shot. I'm usually, big open areas. I'm not worried about deflecting around off a twig or something. I can pretty much wait out till I get my shot. Break the spine, both front for shoulders. It's down. It's dead. It don't move. But I've helped a lot of people track other animals. That's something I really and truly enjoy doing, because when everybody else is sitting there scratching their head and you find that one little twig that's broke just to the left while everything else in that area that might be broke is kind of leaning toward the right.
Right.
Well, why is that one different? Fuck it, let's go this way. Dude,
Yeah.
I love that shit.
Right. To me, that's a big part of it.
Oh, hell yeah.
I almost get as excited about that as I do the hunt.
Hell yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the whole. Except in the rain, you're fucked in the rain. You got to look for the broken twigs in the rain. You ain't never gonna find the fucker.
Yep, that, disturbed leaves.
Oh yeah, disturbed anything, leaves, twigs on the
Rocks
ground.
that are knocked over. Yeah.
Yep.
You seen the patch of kicked up leaves I showed on the video?
Yep.
That stuff's important.
The one I shot one and missed one time, and my brother come over and he goes, "Where'd you shoot from?" I go, "Up there on that rock." He goes, "Nice spot." I goes, "Yeah, thanks." He goes, "What's the problem?" I said, "I don't see a drop of fucking blood. I don't see a fucking hair." I'm like, "This is where he went." "Oh, this is where we were standing." And he went off that way. Dude, I look for hairs. I look for it all.
And yeah, that's
just plumb missed. And the only reason I knew I plumb missed was my brother found the fucking slug on the tree.
Yeah.
Ta-da.
And he goes, "Too high." I'm telling you right now. He goes, "There's no fucking way you hit that deer. You didn't even spine the thing. There's no way you hit that deer." He's just too high. And I walked over to the tree, and sure and shit, I'm like, "Yeah, that'd be a fucking, would have had to been a moose for me to hit the fucking thing."
Yeah. But yeah, that's another thing too. A lot of people, even if they've been hunting for a while, they don't really tend to comprehend, especially if you're hunting from an elevated stand. Even if you're only 10, 15 foot off the ground, it's a totally different picture once you're on the ground.
Oh, absolutely.
You turn your back to what you're staring at is where you know you made contact with that critter. But you hit the ground, dude, you may spend 5-10 minutes trying to figure out where that spot is, even though you were just looking at it.
But you gotta turn
around.
Elevation
Elevation difference.
Exactly. You gotta turn around and find out first of all where the fuck your tree stand just was. Because now you're like, wait, where's my tree stand? If it's not in a, some guys that hunt on private land, you have it on different lanes. All your lanes are all clear. But for the guys that hunt on public land that have tree stands, I agree 100%. You can get.
Yeah. You're not lost. You don't have the same, let's call it a sight picture.
Yep.
You're in the same spot, but everything's different because your elevation's different now.
And we had
don't have that same picture.
We had this argument with one of the guys up north a couple of years back, and he was saying that if he was on flat ground and he's shooting a deer that's 20 yards away, and he put it on, he puts it on so we put it on a 30-yard pin or whatever, right, on his bow, right? He's trying to say it's the same shot 20 foot up in a fucking tree stand. I look at him, I go, "Did you fail mathematics?" And he goes, "What?" He goes, "Mike, I'm the one that's hunted here." I said, "I don't give a rat's fuck." He said, "Mike, do you have a bow hunt?" I goes, "No, not yet." And he goes, well, then I says, you don't need to be a fucking hunter. Forget being a bow hunter. All you need to do is have 8th grade fucking geometry.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, what are you talking about? I go, you're 20 foot up, idiot. I says, want me to draw the fucking picture of the triangle for you? Watch. 20 foot up. However many yards he was out. Are you kidding me? That's not the same fucking shot as a flat on the ground.
Mm-mm.
You're out of your friggin', I says, no pun intended, you're out of your fucking tree.
Yeah. It's a lot further
That's
shot
not the
because
same
you're
fucking
elevated. Yeah.
I said, I'm not going to pretend because I failed geometry. I said, I'm not going to, I said, but it is. It's all geometry. And I said, these guys will tell you. They carried this on all fucking week long, right? Until I embarrassed them down the local fucking pub. It's all full, it's all hunters, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I went up to the chalkboard. And I asked the girl, I said, can I use your chalkboard? She was like, yeah, go ahead. And I went, free drink, answer this question correctly. And I put,
Mm-hmm.
flat foot shot on the ground with a bow. Is it the same if you are 20 foot up in a tree stand? And he's like, I can't believe you just did that. I goes, yeah, now watch it. I said, the first guy that says fucking yes, I swear to God. I'm telling you, just watch. And they're all laughing at me. I said, there's no fucking way it's the same. It can't be. It's impossible.
Right.
I goes, you're 20 foot up. The fact alone that you're 20. I said, I don't care how many feet. I goes, if this is the tree. He's like, yep. I said, I don't give a rat's ass how far away that deer is from the tree. I don't care. The thing could be 5 foot. So it's 5 feet away.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, yep. I goes, you're still 20 foot up a fucking tree.
Mm-hmm.
I goes, it's not the same shot. So it's not going to be the same shot in your pins. You're going to have to change your pin, set, you know what I mean? You're going to have to judge it, figure it out, and figure out what pin to use.
Okay, as a bow hunter, I have 2 reasons why you use the same pin. Number one, when you get higher up the tree, it's more yardage to the actual deer.
Right.
Because you're elevated, you use the same, say it's 20 yards out from the bottom. From the top,
20 yards out from the
it'd be
tree.
about 25. But you use the same pin for the longer yardage because you're elevated and it all works out in the flight of the arrow.
Yeah, the arrow
Also,
drop
if you're 20 foot out and 20 foot up, yeah. And
also,
you're only off by, let me see, how many feet would that be? Hang on a second. 20.
it adds like 5 or 10.
No, it had 20 because if you're 20 this way, if you're 20 out from the bottom and you're 20 up, this has to be 20.
No, it's going to be like 30-ish.
Whatever. I told you, I failed math, but you know what I'm talking about, okay?
But anyhow, you can still use the same 20-yard pin because of the physics of being elevated.
But wouldn't you shoot it under?
No.
No.
Actually, most people that aren't used to shooting out of a tree shoot high. And there's another reason for that. Let's pretend this is a deer's side.
Yep.
This is the top of its back.
Yep.
When you're looking straight at it, you have this profile.
Yep.
But when you're looking down from the tree,
you got top side. Yep.
Yeah, the deer looks wider. So you tend to aim high because you're actually including the back into the side. So you go from that to that. And if you still shoot towards the middle, you'll actually hit him high in the back.
So
because you're actually aiming past it, even though your pin's on it.
Yeah, because your sight picture is including the back, so it makes the deer look taller. Mm-hmm. It's weird, but it all works out. If you're 20 yards from the ground to a deer, use your 20-yard pin. When you go 16 feet up or whatever, you still can use your 20-yard pin, even though it's further away.
Right, but it's not going to be the same. It wouldn't be.
You'll still use the same pin, but like you were saying, because the deer looks taller.
No, I get
aiming. Yeah, but if you're aiming right there behind the shoulder or right there behind the leg, you're just below the shoulder blade, Well, from what your point of view, when you're elevated, it looks like you're actually aiming for that, but you're aiming a lot higher than that.
No,
Well, that extra difference and the natural drop of the arrow, which oddly enough, from an elevated position, the arrow drops slower.
Right.
It's like Steve said, it's just the nature of archery. It still works out. You'll still use the same pin even though you're further away because you're elevated.
Use the same pin.
Yeah.
But what I was trying to explain was that it's not going to be in the same spot.
Right.
That's even if you hit it.
Right. Because, I mean, I'm fixing to...
It's 5 feet.
Show exactly what you're talking about.
Am I right or am I wrong?
Oh, yeah.
What?
Okay.
But, like, let's say, find a way to do this, something set in stone. All right. There's our ground. There's our tree, right? This leather strap, that's our distance. Okay? We're right up against said tree, correct?
Right.
Our deer is right here. That's our, let's say, 20 yards out. Now, like you were saying, very much correctly, if we elevate this, well, that distance didn't change, and that's still our 20 yards, but obviously we're not against the tree anymore, so the distance is longer. You're right. But you will still use the same pin as if you're down here. Because this arrow, as it goes this way, because the deer looks taller and wider, when you're aiming at what you think is the same spot you always aim at, you're not. You're actually aiming
Higher.
me out here, Steve, a foot and a half high.
Approximately.
But
all right. So with that aiming higher, you're actually aiming up here. So with that increased distance and this elevated point of impact, because of the natural weight, gravity, as the arrow goes through the air, it will actually fall into the right place, even though you have that 5 to 10 yard difference. It's weird, but it still works. You'll use the same pin even though you're shooting further. I somehow feel like I just made things even more confusing.
No, I know what you're saying, but all I'm saying is that it's not the same. If you're
it's a longer distance when you're elevated, yeah.
Right. Okay. So if you don't adjust and shoot lower, you're gonna zing that over the fucking top of his back.
Exactly. But see, that's the thing. When you're elevated and you...
So technically, you're not... Okay, you're at your same pin. So let's say it's a 20-yard pin. I get that.
Yeah.
But you have to back it off a little bit more than the 20-yard pin. Correct?
No, you still hold...
Yes and no.
Spot.
You have to...
Because going into the animal, instead of going straight in, let's say the heart, you're at a downward angle, so you actually want to hit slightly higher to get down into the heart instead of straight into the heart. So for some reason, it all works out. But
with archery, just like a rifle,
most people that miss from a tree stand is they're overthinking the situation. Yeah. If you shoot your bow and you're good with your bow, you climb up there and make the same shot. But it psychs people out.
Yeah, here's the thing. When you're shooting at a deer, whatever animal you're shooting at, you're not shooting at a bullseye, okay? You are, but you aren't. Your bullseye is your preferred spot within the animal. So let's say the deer's sitting there. Its heart is right there. You know, let's say, for shits and giggles, this point, the dead center, that's the heart. No matter where your projectile comes in from, you're not aiming for this meat out here. You have to know where that organ is inside that animal.
Right.
So that any direction, 360 degrees around that animal, you should be able to know where to hit the outside to get contact with your target on the inside. Animals quartering away, well, you better hope you're able to bust through a few ribs and some cartilage to get to the lungs and the heart if that's what you're going after. If you're well above him, better hope you got enough mass on that area to bust through his shoulder blade to get to what you need to do. Unless you're behind him some, then you got to hit that little sweet spot between those ribs and that shoulder blade to get down in there. Your target is not the outside of the animal. You have to know where that organ is inside that animal from any angle. Because you're aiming for that organ, not the animal. I've made that
mistake a few times, and you end up catching brisket.
Yep.
And the deer bends your arrow in half and trots on its merry way.
Yeah. Even if you're shooting really heavy, like say 700-800 gram arrows. Yeah.
The other thing I can imagine is about the elevation factor and why it plays such a mysterious role in one sense. But just from physics and understanding, I guess, of gravity and so on that pull, when you basically, the longer the shot, the more you have to take into account. We all know that. Rifle or whatever the case is. Bow, doesn't really matter. But the longer the shot, the more you're going to have to account for that. And the more shooting you do and understanding of how to visualize yardage, right? Because you can't always pace off everything. Although, here's a little tip. If you're going to take a tree stand, you're obviously going to do some homework on that particular tree that you're going to use, or that elevated point, whether it was a rock face like you were talking about earlier, Mike, or whatever. But while you're doing some groundwork, you know what I mean? Take a couple of different spots if you can. You know what I mean? Even the weeks preceding to, or the couple of weeks preceding to, pace off those, your landmarks. And when you get up in the tree, you'll understand how big, by putting your hand on that particular tree, how big that tree is. It'll start to give you perspective on how big the animal is that you're going to be taking. You already probably have a good idea of what a good sized buck is, and you can say, "Oh, look, I'm identifying this has got 6 or more points, so I know it's a big animal." And I know what this tree and how big that tree is, because everything looks so different when you're elevated. It's almost like you lose a depth perception to some degree. And that's how I kind of explain, I think. The other thing is that the body or the mind, especially someone who doesn't do it often, people who don't live in apartment buildings and so on, they very rarely see this perspective, right? It's very rare. You don't have an elevated point of view and kind of study things at that point of view at all. And the woods definitely looks different from an elevated point of view. Everything almost seems like it's almost laying flat to some degree. And it's so strange. This is why it's
everything small to me.
Exactly. And I think it looks thinner in some degree. Like the trees look thinner, and they're almost laying down straight. It's like my depth perception is kind of messed up. And that's always what I didn't like about sitting in a tree stand or, in a permanent stand that we've had, because we even do that up there when we're doing rifle. So it's just looking at a couple different landmarks to say, okay, I know this is 25, this is 50, this is 100. And I know this, so this gives me a bit more of an advantage, and I think that it makes me a better hunter at the end of the day, because there's more chance that I'm going to make a good shot, and so on. Robert, you're bang on with what you said in regards to that bullseye. It's right. It's almost, as my dad told me, that you're almost visualizing that heart, moving around. Look at the heart. Don't look at the animal. The animal should be a background noise almost to it, but it's the heart that you're actually watching. And then you're going to look for that sweet spot, as you said, because there's certain positions that animal you're like, fucking turn, just a little bit more. There it is. And then you breathe, boom, and you let it go. Otherwise, you know what I mean? It's difficult. So
it is.
Yeah, for sure. It's and it's something you want to do well, right? And the older you get, the more you do it, the less trophy phase that you're in anymore, and more about the the experience and I think you still get excited though.
You hit the nail on the head when you said you go out and you put your hand on the tree or what have you. And well, my buddy in his backyard for his kid, because he's got his kid up in his tree stand, right? He went out and he actually taped. He used red and orange and whatever another color tape, and he actually did the yardage. and with a tape measure and told him, all right, listen, that's 15 yards, that's 25 yards, that's 35 yards. So in between that, you have to be able to decipher what's, and so now the kid, he does pretty good with it, which is cool, because the younger I think anyway, if you teach them at a younger age, it's easier, and so at our age, they're all set,
And like Luke was saying earlier,
I do it going in the woods where I hunt. You guys know I hunt up in Byfield, Mass. I go up and go in the woods, and the day before I go, I'll go up and look and see where I want to, because I know pretty much where they all come in, but it always changes, because they change. They're going to change. They're not going to go, but that's how I do it anyways. I don't know.
Yeah, now with archery, it's one thing, but say gun season, okay? If you understand the concept of the mil dot, you can use a mil dot reticle. And, you can figure ranges with that. And you can sit there with your little notepad across your thigh, and you literally make yourself it's not got to be artistic quality photo sketching or nothing like that, but just little things to represent a certain very distinguishable trees, like say a large oak that has split into two trunks, or there's this really large pine. Use your mil dots. Okay, you can gauge the range with that. There's a very simple, very short math formula. And if you know the dope on your rifle, now granted, we're talking anything past 200 yards. Typical hunting, you're not going to do that, but just, the way things work out, you can do this. You can actually, by that map there, or the time you spent doing it, you'll remember it. You'll remember the dope on your scope. Well, if he's past that oak, but before that pine, well, you just happen to know that's roughly 350 yards. Click, 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 boom. I mean, it's the same thing, just on a larger scale. I guess what I'm saying is you have to spend the time with what you're doing to be able to work your ranges out. But
that's why I haven't bow hunted in a couple years, because I haven't had the time to shoot my bow.
Yeah.
So I've
my primary hunting bow,
zing arrows.
Yeah, my primary hunting bow, that X-Force, I've got a little piece of masking tape right there on the riser. And over years using the 3D deer out here in the yard, it's roughly the size you're after.
Pretty much.
Well, you'd be amazed at how much difference in height there is of that deer from, say, 10 yards to 40 yards.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not hard to put a little piece of masking tape on there and a little pen mark or Sharpie marker.
Not see it.
No, you put the base of that tape at his feet where he's touching the ground at, and whichever one of those lines lines up with his spine, that's a really good, quick way to cheat for a rangefinder.
Right.
My ability to deliver a message on their behalf. So what's the message? The new regime has compared to honor.
Yeah, you can, like you said, it gets smaller and smaller as you go away, And
yeah. And here's the thing, an average adult deer, they happen to all be the same average height at the shoulder. That's really convenient. Take advantage of everything you can so that you can make a very humane, ethical kill.
That's the nice thing about stands, in general. I mean, stationary positions is that, if you're quiet enough and everything, if it's a ground stand or a tree stand or whatever the case is, I mean, you've got that time, right? Take your time, make sure everything's right. And if you don't think you got the shot, do the responsible thing. Don't take the shot. You know what I mean? And
right.
And my dad used to say, when I was younger, I'm thinking 16 and 17, I guess, and he was really trying to pound at my head. I think it was just because of the fact that I was going to start dogging soon. And so I'd be out there dogging the deer, right? And I'd probably carry a 30-30 lever or something like that with me. And he says, you're going to have to be quick on the draw, because if you have one pop up in front of you, or two or three pop up in front of you and start going down, a miniature trail in front of you, you got a clear shot. You got to decide, are you going to try to take that shot if they're running away from you, right? Because he says, I wouldn't take the shot. We've got people set up for a reason. Let them go, right? Because you're not going to get a good shot that way. And so I remember that conversation really, really well. And he says, that trophy phase inside of you, don't let that win you over. Okay? Your time will come. This is important, and it's serious stuff. The reason why is if you don't get that deer right or that animal right, and you send that off to suffer, you've done that.
Yep.
And nature didn't do that. You went in there to stalk that, and you didn't do it proper. Another animal would chase it down until it nailed it and got it. It wouldn't leave it wounded.
Right.
And you don't have that ability, so you got to get it right. Those are the things he told me, and I agreed with him 100%.
Absolutely.
So yardage was a big thing. We didn't have these rangefinders and stuff when I was growing up by any means. So there was little tricks of the trade and stuff that was passed down to me, certainly, and we were expected to know that and to carry out those little tasks before you got into your stand for the season, and to do that homework, to check it out, and the same thing as you do in even, I guess, anything. It's like close protection details, for 2 days prior to, depending on how big the event is, you're going to go through and you're start doing walkthroughs, right? Making sure that your parade route is clear and you've got your evac plans and everything else in place. This is the homework you want to do prior to the main event. And I think that it's just good, responsible hunting as far as I'm concerned. Now there's certain things like, rabbit hunting where you're going down, you're kicking bushes and stuff like that. Well, this is where trap shooting and skeet shooting comes into place. Duck season comes in, same things, and although I will say, I've ran into that one duck that seems to be wearing Kevlar. We chased it around this swamp. We chased this freaking thing around with a swamp. I had these beautiful Remington rounds. They came with copper jacketed freaking, they were actually copper BBs in this these duck rounds. Beautiful rounds. They were like freaking, I don't know, $2 a shot or something. And I shot 5 times at this and literally chased this sucker around the swamp. And every time it went up, and I'm like right on it, leading it beautifully, everything, just nothing. I'm like, I fucking hit it that time. I know I hit it, and it's got to be wearing Kevlar. And the sad part is, it took me five tries, and I finally got it. And when I found it, and I got it home, and I really inspected it, yeah, you know what? I hit it quite a few times, and man, I was picking a lot of little BBs out of that. So that sucked, but. So it happens, and we understand that. But hey, I didn't give up. Kept on chasing that bastard.
There's a lot of people out there that they don't hunt ethically.
Well,
and it drives me bananas. I still get my balls broken by a bunch of guys up this way for not shooting at the deer last year, and they said, Mike, you didn't see orange, then you should have shot. Nope. And I said I couldn't do that. And until this day, I keep telling him, I couldn't do that. I knew he was there. He was there somewhere, and I wasn't taking that fucking chance. And they were all like, well, you didn't see orange, you should have. Yeah, well, guess what? You weren't the one holding that fucking 30-06.
Right on.
And guess what? I squeezed that trigger, and that bullet leaves that barrel. I don't get that bullet back.
That's right.
Okay? And I am not calling somebody's fucking wife.
Yeah.
In the hospital room saying, I just blew his fucking shoulder out. Or,
but I got a deer.
Whatever, right. Or I killed him, or I fucking crippled him, or whatever. I'm just not doing it. And I don't even give a rat's ass what the penalty would be for me. I don't give a shit if whatever they do. That's not what I care about. I am not up to shooting a friend of mine over a deer. It's just not,
it's not worth the risk.
It's not.
I got guys at work. That used to hunt. I got one guy at work that used to hunt, and he said to me, he goes, Mike. I go, what? He goes, you're bird hunting. I said, okay. He says, you're in a farm. I said, okay. He says, there's a rise. I said, okay. He said, but now the pheasant, you see the pheasant jump, whatever, you jump a pheasant. Do you shoot? I go, no. He says, why not? I said, because I don't know who's on the other side of that fucking rise. Is there a house on the other side of that rise? If I know the area, if it's my land, and I know I'm the only one on my land, fine, I'll shoot the fucking thing. But if I'm not, no. So I said to the kid, I go, listen to me. I go, you truly expected me to shoot just because I didn't see orange? He says, Mike, why do you wear orange? I says, to identify a human being, whether it's another hunter or somebody else just recreating in the fucking woods. He goes, so if you didn't see orange, there's nobody there. I says, no, you're fucking wrong. I go, how do I know he didn't take his fucking coat off to take a shit or a piss or whatever? You know?
Well, another way to look at that, take it out of the woods, put it elsewhere. Here again, the orange, the high-vis clothing. How many road construction guys are killed every year while wearing all of their proper PPE? The high-vis clothing and all that. That shit don't make you bulletproof.
Right.
Even Kevlar vests don't make you bulletproof. So
exactly.
Yeah.
And like Mike was saying, about the rise, the possibility of a house over that, rise or whatever. Yeah, I don't know how things are done up north, but down here in the south, even if it's your family bringing you up, teaching you how to shoot and all, the gun safety aspect of it. That's one of the first rules I was taught as a kid. When you pull that trigger, you damn sight better know what's in line of that bullet.
Yep. If
you don't know what's beyond that deer or whatever, don't fucking shoot. Just don't do it. That's the same reason why to this day, I carry that 45 everywhere. I carry 150 grain frangible hollow point in it. For the whole purpose of if I have to shoot somebody, I'm forced into that situation, I don't accidentally shoot through them into somebody's 80-year-old grandma that just happens to be having a good day on her walker.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Good way of putting it. Yeah.
Right. No, yeah, perfect way of putting it. I mean, and that's why I said, when Luke was talking about ethical hunting, but there's just a lot of guys, and he was saying that his dad was telling him about, don't let that trophy get in your fucking head. And you guys have been in the woods. You guys know that these guys are there, and it's just, I don't know. I don't understand it. You guys know the story of me being caught shooting the fucking squirrels with the 22. And I was always told, you shoot it, you eat it, and you respect it, and you don't just shoot it and leave it.
That's right.
And that's just how I was brought up.
Yeah.
And you weren't out fucking killing fucking frogs and everything else, and whatever.
Well, since we're on the safety talk, we probably should mention the importance of, if Mike and Mike, you touch base on this, I'm pretty sure, but the idea of knowing your hunting area, knowing that you have permission, right? This is your area. And that's the idea, is that, hey, we have 13 guys. We have this area. It's our area. I need to be confident when I'm out there taking my shots, right? I know where my guys are on the stands. If they're all out in a line and I'm beyond that and we're pushing this way, you know what I mean? How close are we? We should have these kind of things knowledgeable. You should know the lands, then the geographical area that you're in. The other thing is that you're right. It's you need to be sure of your target. You need to see your target, identify it. Again, being beyond just it's a deer. We want to look for those organs, the kill shot, the perfect shot. Whether you get it or not, I guess, is on you. On some other,
right.
Outside, exterior factors from you. And then, of course, we have to say is if you don't have permission to be in that area, don't chance it, because I can speak from experience on our own family farm. I was at the back of the farm hunting squirrels one Saturday morning, And I just got started for the most part. And I got in maybe, I don't know, to the second trail, which you guys don't know what the second trail is, but I wasn't in too far into the hunt. And I got into this evergreen section, which is just a hardwood forest on the other side. But somebody was already in the hardwood forest. I already heard, you know what I mean, a 12 gauge go off. And I was out with a 20 gauge, I think, that morning. But I distinctively knew that this is a 12 gauge and it's in our bush. And we know our neighbors. We know that everybody has their own property. And so I did what my dad told me. He says, you start hollering and head out, right? And come back and tell me, and we'll circle the concession. We'll figure out maybe if there's a vehicle, and we'll go from there. He's always told me, let me know if you see anybody on the land, right? Because they might not be there for a good reason. And it might be just somebody for a walk, right? If you see that, you know, you unload the gun and you come out, right, and come get me. That was always what he said. In that case, that's it. I started going, hey, 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 you know, and walking back out of the bush. And so that they knew. And I never heard another shot in that time frame. And they end up finding the guy who was actually on the backside of the concession, who'd walked up a tractor trail, which he'd walked basically clear halfway through a concession to get to the backside of our woods. And it was in there. And he wasn't even from our area by any means. So, but there was no trespassing signs on the backside of the forest. There was certainly on this side, you know, the proper side. You'd think that somebody would take in, but this guy took the long way. And I don't really remember what the outcome was and so on, but it certainly he was advised that he wasn't supposed to be there, and so on. And it was him and the back neighbor actually that went and talked to him. But again, like I said, it's just you want to be sure what's going on out there, so you know you're the only humans out there, right? So
right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons, you know, a lot of you guys, you know, y'all hunt public land, and my hat's off to you, because as far as I'm concerned, you're hunting public game management land. Dude, you got a set of Kevlar nets the size of a fucking Toyota. There's no way in hell I'm walking the woods with people I don't know with guns. To me, no, hell no. Because I don't know
dude, you don't even know the
IQ.
There's no IQ. I thought I was down in fucking Georgia one day, okay? I'm sitting there in my brother's ground blind, okay? And all of a sudden I hear, I says, okay, so here's two things. I go, somebody shot a deer, and this deer is dragging his ass through the woods right now. Because there was shots going on.
Mm-hmm.
From a distance, you know, I mean, you could, anywho. I says, I said, some father, some mother doesn't realize that their 4-year-old is stomping through the woods right now, kicking his feet through the leaves. Look out the little peephole window we got in the ground blind.
Mm-hmm.
Is this jackass, probably 25 years of age, actually kicking his feet through the fucking leaves? Hunter. He was a hunter. All right, no problem, Luke. He's a hunter. Good seeing you, my friend.
Yeah, I'm going to step out real quick, guys. I apologize. Sorry to interrupt your mic. Just so everybody on the exterior, certainly, for those who are sitting kind of sandy-bagging along with us tonight, really good seeing everybody. And like I said, I wish I could stay a little longer, but I got to get going. I got to work in the morning. So, yes, you know, stay safe out there while you guys are hunting. Great chat tonight. Really important one, I think. It's a great one to touch base. And certainly, it's a passion of everybody's here. And furthermore, to our friends, certainly in the United States and anywhere else, you know, you're a U.S. citizen and you're celebrating Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Remember to be certainly mindful of what you're thankful for, and take that in consideration as you make your way towards the next 2 years. So, but anyway, we'll see you maybe next week here. So, take care, guys.
All right, good night.
Right on.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Be good, Luke. And for those of you that don't really know Luke all that well, go check his channel out, man. You know, he's a good dude. He's freaking sure enough Yankee being Canadian, but he's good people, man.
So here's this kid. He's a hunter.
Man, you must have racked them ribs pretty good if it hurts to cough.
Yeah, according to X-rays, they're fairly well fucked.
Yeah, Bruce ribs suck.
Yes.
Fuzz, guys heading out also. There's clothes to wash tomorrow. All right, Fuzz, good seeing you. Thank you.
Oh, later, Fuzz. Appreciate you hanging out.
So here's this jackass, you know. So I text my brother. He's like, what's up? Do you see anything? I go, no, but some jackass just came through a fucking, kicking leaves like he was a fucking 2-year-old walking through a puddle. And he goes, no shit, takes all kinds. And I'm like, I'll never understand it. I mean, I've walked through somebody before and I didn't realize it. You know what I mean? He was up on a stand. I didn't even see it. I felt bad. I felt guilty. But I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I don't remember kicking my feet through the leaves ever, through the woods ever.
Actually, that's a technique you can use in the real thick stuff. Scuffle along about 10 steps and then take a seat for about a half hour. And a deer will actually come in and try to figure out what you are.
Really?
Yep. Other hunters don't like it when you do it, though.
Yeah, like me. But this kid was doing it forever. He was just...
Well, I've learned over the years, I've always hunted on public land, and you just learn to take it in stride. And 9 times out of the 10, 15 minutes after that guy walks by, a deer will pop out.
See, everybody thinks I'm crazy, but I like those like foggy, not too cold mornings, but the foggy, 35, 36 degree morning.
Yep.
And people laugh at me all the time. Oh yeah, well, you know what? I said, I'm sitting in my brother's deer blind. And I goes, it's foggy as all hell. There's 9 doe walking by me, and it's just, hey, asshole, you might want to get your doe permit next year.
No, I've got a little light mist, foggy day.
Yep. I don't know what it is,
my
Steve.
best luck.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one I hate. I hate hunting those frosty mornings where you can't move without a crunch.
Yeah, I know. You make so much fucking noise, it's not even funny.
Personally, I don't think the deer like making that much noise.
Yeah, those mornings are really... I'll let you know, 'cause I'm going to have a couple of those this week.
There's really frosty mornings like that. I won't even go out.
Yep. I see
But
a
on
lot
the same token,
wild mornings.
Yeah, if the wind's up really high,
yeah,
I won't go out either.
No.
And I'm not trying to claim to be the deer whisperer or nothing like that.
No,
Deer are pretty much full-time deer. They do this shit for a living, right? So to speak.
Yeah, but they're
They're a lot like us.
Yeah.
They don't want to be in a miserable fucking weather condition.
Yep.
Right.
We won't go.
They're going to be bedded down under windbreaks, dude.
Yep. We won't go out if it's like anything over 9 miles an hour, 10 miles an hour. We won't even go out.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, if it's windy, they can't hear either, and a coyote can creep right up on them.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they know that.
Yeah, it makes no sense. Yeah, that's like pissing in the wind.
Mm-hmm.
There is no sense hunting in the wind. I mean,
now I've seen some nice deer when it was windy, but it was windy because a big storm front was coming the next day. In that case, they will move and try to feed. But
exactly, they're trying to because they know they're going to be bedded down the whole fucking day tomorrow.
Yeah, but they're still real fidgety. One wrong move or one wrong noise, and they're gone.
I'll tell you what's funny. I saw a video one time on YouTube. It's fucking the hunter and deer both scared each other to piss out of each other. Fucking deer taking a nap under this pine, and there's some tall grass, right? And he goes walking by it. Of course, the deer hears it, right? Once he's in front of him. So what's the deer do? The deer fucking beelines. Well, as soon as the deer beelined, he fucking... the fucking thing nearly runs him over. See you later, bye.
Yep.
I probably would have pissed my pants too, because you're like, what the fuck is this? 2 feet away from an animal that,
I can relate to that when I was like 22 22, 23, somewhere in that neck of the woods. That particular morning, yeah, I'm going to my stand because I wasn't hunting off the porch then. I was still, making an effort. So I'm going through the woods, doing the whole, quiet as a fucking whisper in the wind type thing, There's a little yearling. Okay, we're talking fresh out of spots. Okay. Nice little young, tender piece of veal. I don't see it until I damn near step on it. And that motherfucker jumped up. In reality, it was probably the size of your average Cocker Spaniel, maybe a little taller, right? To me, that motherfucker was the size of a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and when it went to hollering and running, I swear to you, I thought it was the devil himself trying to rape me. I didn't know what to fucking do.
Right?
I was trying to holler and run and couldn't do neither one. Scared the fuck out of me.
I've done that
That
with a
shit's
big old,
creepy, dude.
yeah, I've done that in the dark with a big old doe creeping along with. I usually keep my thumb over my flashlight so I just get just enough light
Just
so
that little
other
crescent
hunters
you
can
can
see
see.
me.
Yeah.
I bet you she was less than 5 feet away in a big thick bush and let out a snort, and I damn near shit myself. And then she wouldn't stop. She just kept running around me in circles. Sorry, brother.
Sorry.
Pinch.
Yeah, it'll fuck with you, man. Because I mean, you're supposed to be, the badass thing traipsing through the woods carrying death in a pipe, and all of a sudden you're trying not to piss on yourself.
What the hell?
Well,
Yeah.
I think the worst I ever jumped though is I damn near stepped on a fucking turkey.
Nice.
It blew up. We had there was one of them. I was down by a creek and it's called a brown tall creek grass, and there was one Russian olive about the size of a,
I'll be right back.
I don't know, like a baby playpen, kind of, about 4 or 5 foot across. One little piece of brush there, and I was literally, my hip was touching that brush, and that turkey took straight up out of that brush.
They make a shitload of racket when they do that too.
Dude, it sounded like a giant partridge when it took off. That big, it scared the living crap out of me.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing that'll teach you patience, especially when you're younger and learning about hunting. Find an old man and go quail hunting with him.
Right?
Because I promise you, nothing in this world makes more racket and takes your pulse from almost nothing to 1,000,000 beats a second than a fucking quail jumping about 4 foot straight up in the air. All that noise off them little bitty wings.
Yeah.
Dude, you will pull the trigger trying to shoot that sumbitch and he won't be past the end of the barrel yet. A quail will teach you patience.
Well, apparently you don't have partridge down there, because imagine the sound of a quail coming out of a bird the size of a chicken.
Oh, shit. To my knowledge, we don't have partridge here.
They take up and take off just like a quail does. They'll let you stand right beside them. Like if you're moving, they won't flush. They wait till you stop, and then they get nervous and flush. Yep. And they will literally take off from between your feet.
Oh, yeah.
And I've wasted many a shells on partridge.
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, I was a kid, learning about hunting, especially quail hunting, because, Uncle Joe, he was president of the National Bird Hunters Association, and we trained God knows how many thousands of competition field trial dogs. And that was the thing, man. I bet I wasted $1,000 worth of damn reloaded shotgun shells one summer. And finally he told me, he said, look, start wearing some damn earplugs or something. At least let them get to the end of the barrel before you pull the trigger, okay?
So you're going to go out there with a 12-inch barrel.
Right.
Either.
We had one. It was one of the field trials one year. And this was a dog that actually got kind of famous. I mean, most people in here probably have no clue what the fuck I'm talking about with a field trial. But there was this one dog named Miller's Chief. Well, we had a hand in part of his training. This motherfucker was one of the best dogs to ever come out of the United States. This motherfucker, we were down there, we called it the backfield, which was weird because it was actually the third field. It wasn't the one at the very back of the property we used for training. This poor dog had a hell of a nose on him. Beautiful, beautiful fucking point. Head down level with his shoulders, that tail straight up, curved forward just a little bit, one leg. I mean, damn, he was good, right? This motherfucker didn't win this particular quail until he was literally standing right over it. The damn bird was right here under his chest. Well, just like you said, a quail will wait until you stop right beside it before it jumps up. This damn thing jumped up and literally hit him in the chest. Scared him, scared the bird. He starts yelling and screaming and hollering. We thought a damn snake had done popped him. We're yelling and screaming and hollering because here's a literally $30,000 fucking dog that we think just got killed by a fucking snake that ain't even ours.
Right.
That was a fucked up day. That was the day I decided quail were very, very evil motherfuckers deep down inside.
Yep.
Much better.
Yeah, we had some quail up here for a while when I was a kid, but eventually they just petered out. The winters got them.
Were they the bob whites or the chuckers?
Bob White.
Yeah, I like those so much better. And they're a really understanding bird. I mean, really and truly, they want to die.
Yeah,
You'll flush one, and he goes, what, about 30, 40 feet, and then sets right back down.
Yep. I found one out rabbit hunting one day, just sitting on a fence, froze stiff as a log.
No shit.
Yep. Just
Damn.
sitting there, just pretty as can be. I think I had my 22. I was out rabbit hunting. I was like, should I pop that little fucker? I'm like, and I said, he ain't even blinking. I walked up there and just plucked him off there like a piece of cotton.
Damn.
I didn't eat him because I didn't know what killed him, but
Yeah.
he just sitting up there pretty as a quail.
Right. Speaking of cotton, Mike, did you ever get those pictures I sent you of the cotton field down here?
Yes.
Is that not a beautiful sight?
Yes.
It is.
I had a grouse in my backyard. Wife says, there's a grouse in the yard. I says, Gene, there's no grouse around here. She says, Michael, there's a grouse in the fucking backyard. I look at her. She goes, hey, Mr. fucking know-it-all. There's a grouse in the back fucking yard. I'm like, yeah, all right, whatever. She says, will you just get up and look at it? So I get up and go outside. Sure as fuck. Sure as fuck. Here's this fucking spruce grouse walking across my fucking lawn. And I said, are you shitting me right now? I says, I can't even shoot you, you prick. I goes, it's Saturday afternoon. Everybody and their mother's up. I says, I can't even go upstairs with my pellet gun and shoot you out my fucking window. I go, you suck.
All right.
That's that and pheasant are my two favorite eating critters.
Oh, you know where I see pheasant all the time?
Not in Michigan.
No, I see them up here. I see them up in New Hampshire all the time. You know where they are? They're about 2 inches off the fucking breakdown lane on the highway.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why the fuck are they always right there on the highway?
Because they know you can't shoot him right there.
Big, beautiful. Now, here's a funny one, right? So, every pheasant I ever saw had like a reddish head, whatever the hell you want to call it, right? Maroon, however you want to put it. All right. Yeah. I've seen one black with the white stripe around the top part of the neck, around the long part of the neck with a white stripe.
That's a ringneck.
I never seen it before. I've only seen the reds.
You have the Sesh one?
It was in New Hampshire, up north.
Yeah, that's the kind of pheasants we used to have here, but they just.
It was a black-headed. I'm like, I've never seen one of those. And But yeah, I always next to the highway.
You're eating the pebbles.
Speaking of next to the highway, you guys want to hear a good one?
Yeah, come on with it.
Going to Maine tonight, to today, to see my mother-in-law, right? And she only lives about an hour away in Maine. So, going up 95. Sure as shit, I says to the girls, I says, hey, look out the window, there's a deer. So here's this doe feeding on the side of the highway. And my wife says, see, good. You know what a deer looks like. Now when you go away, shoot the fucker, because you don't know how to shoot them, apparently.
So did she hitchhike home?
I look at her and go, wow, you're very hateful.
Damn.
She goes, all I know is I spend all this money a week and you come back with nothing.
Damn.
And I went, wow. I said, you sound like the guy at work. She goes, what do you mean? I says, Bill, the guy at work told me. He's Mikey. Go to fucking Market Basket, buy about fucking 80 pounds worth of fucking lamb. Tell him it's all venison. And I'm like, wow. People are mean.
Damn.
Hey, Gichigumi, how are you? Good to see you. Thank you for coming in.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, she's mean to me. Mean. And
But she looks like such a sweet lady. That's the crazy part.
Looks way deceiving, let me tell you, especially when it comes to her. I told you she's Sicilian. Dude, I sleep with one eye open. One eye open.
Braver than me, I wouldn't sleep at all.
So I can wear this. My mother-in-law bought me this sweatshirt.
Dude, put your mic back down so we have a clue what you're saying.
I can't believe you even did that.
It's my
right?
My mother-in-law bought me this sweatshirt about a year and a half ago, and I never wear it on a Quagmire until now. But there's a reason for that. Stumper, who would break my balls if they saw that fucking pinned to my fucking shirt?
Oh, fuck. Dude.
Right? Johnny Master at Arms Done would be up my ass right now if he saw that.
There's a part of me that wants to tell you all about it, but I mean,
for those who don't know, Johnny Master at Arms Done, he's MJP's better half, and for years and years on JT, him and I would argue Mossberg versus Remington. All the time. We just go back and forth and argue about it. And I would always tell him Mossberg's better. And so for me to wear something that says Remington on it.
Yeah.
What you should do is marker it off and write Mossberg under it.
Right.
Actually, you've got needle and thread, right?
Oh, hang on, Stump. Gichigumi says, don't worry, Mike. Steve can't shoot deer either.
Oh.
Thanks, bro.
Damn it. But if you've got needle and thread, I've got several Mossberg patches around here. I'm going to send you a little package I got to go to you. I'll throw one of them in the box. You can sew it right over the top of that.
Yeah, that'd be good. Right on, Gear. Gear says Johnny's got a month-long vacation. Amen to that, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. She left a babysitter there to watch him.
I wonder who's cooking his dish. Johnny cooking? They ordering out? What are they doing there?
Well, according to Facebook, Johnny lays claims to putting on the feast of all feasts for Thanksgiving. Claims he was up cooking. So, but you know, there again, it's the internet. People can write whatever they want to. You never know the truth.
Right.
Rots and sauerkraut it is.
You know what I am dying to have, though?
What's that?
I am dying to have a fucking hot dog with sauerkraut and hot mustard.
Yeah, I'm about ready.
You keep the sauerkraut part. I don't eat that shit.
Matter of fact, I might go to Home Depot tomorrow. Do your Home Depot sell hot dogs and stuff?
Sausages outside.
Yeah, ours does too. They got voted the best hot dogs in Michigan. They are great.
Yeah, this guy
Really?
comes with his, this guy, it's like a canteen truck, but it's not a canteen truck. And he makes sausages, peppers, onions, fucking dogs, burgers.
Oh, ours is just like a little gondola right there in the foyer when you come in.
Oh, really?
Big
Oh, no,
buildings. Yeah.
this guy's outside
Wow.
the building.
And they usually have some beautiful young lady dressed to the nines selling them.
Yeah.
Oh, we had, in the town I grew up in, right? They had this chick selling hot dogs, right? She's out there in her Daisy Dukes. She got a fucking line, dude. I swear to God, it's fucking 40 guys in line every day buying hot dogs.
Yeah.
And I'm driving for another company. I pull in. She's selling it out of a lot that hasn't been sold, right? And so, you know, there's no. So the town, she paid her $25 permit to sell food. It's a $25 permit. That's all you need. Well, that, and you have to go by the rules. It has to be covered, all that bullshit, right?
Right.
But she paid a $25 permit fee to sell food. She, dude, there's no exaggeration. She had fucking lines. And she would stand out there in her Daisy Dukes and her nice tight t-shirt with the fucking thing cut down her hair.
Nice.
And she would sell fucking hot dogs all day long. And they sold the fucking land and made it a fucking honeydew donut or whatever, top donut or some fucking donut coffee shop, whatever. And I was pissed. Pissed.
And hungry.
Oh, and she made it because she had good hot dogs. She had a natural Cajun dog. She had not natural Cajun dogs. She had every condiment you can name. If you wanted sauerkraut, if you want, she make you a cheese dog. She make you a chili dog. She make you any kind of fucking dog you wanted.
Damn.
She had it. And she was pretty cheap too. I mean, I got two dogs and a Pepsi, and I think she only charged me fucking $3.50. So
Damn.
yeah, she was making a fucking killing.
Up here in Yankeeville, that's actually a pretty decent price on a meal.
Right.
Yeah. Well, this is probably 96, 7, something like that.
Okay.
So, but still
not bad.
She's buying natural case hot dogs, though, you know. She's gonna buy all the shit. But $3.50 for 2 dogs and a fucking soda? The fuck?
Yeah.
I'll buy that all day long.
That's about how
Damn
much
right.
still are at Home Depot.
Yeah. Buy that all day long.
And we've
She
got
was fucking beautiful.
We've got a Lowe's down here. Well, it's in town. And there's this old dude. Y'all, I'm not kidding. This fucker's got to be sneaking up on 80 if he ain't already passed it. He's got a push cart hot dog vendor thing like you see in the movies and shit up around New York and all.
Yeah.
The fucking umbrella and all this shit. And like Mike was talking about, all the different condiments, different, like 3 different types of chili, 7, 8 different kinds of sausage and weenies and all this shit. I mean, he'll pretty much make whatever you want that's hot dog looking, right? $2 a pop. This dude, he makes his shit himself.
Wow.
It's a onion, pork, beef, and venison sausage. Onion is like the primary thing going in it. If you smell like me that likes onions, dude,
Right.
This is like the grandest motherfucking thing mankind has ever come up with. And we're not talking, a little fucking bratwurst looking thing. No, this so much hangs out like 3 inches on either side of a full-size
Put
fucking
it in a
hoagie.
sub roll.
Yeah, full-size fucking hoagie, and it sticks out 3-4 inches on each side. The motherfucker's like that damn big around. You cannot hold this motherfucker and eat it. You gotta look like some fucking frou-frou princess motherfucker with a fork and a knife cutting this son bitch up. Because the human being mouth don't open big enough to eat this motherfucker.
Hang on, Steve's does. Just saying.
Yeah. But I mean, talk about fucking amazing, dude. $2 a pop. I mean, you see me, on here, a few videos I've done. I'm not a runt. I can put away some damn noodles. Two of those motherfuckers, and like you were saying, a damn Pepsi. You don't eat for 3 days. You don't need to. You don't want to. But it's awesome. But we were talking to him today whether I had to get a water heater for my daughter, and he's talking about he's probably fixing to just close down and be done with it. Says he's getting too old to be out there in the cold weather. Like, best fucking restaurant in town's fixing to go away.
That's a bummer.
We got a
Dude's got a walker that like sits behind him with a chair made into it because he can't stand up long enough to actually make a hot dog. So he kind of, this walker thing is how he gets around. He just kind of sits on it and uses his feet to pull himself wherever he needs to be to do what he's doing. I mean, he's that fucking old.
What you need to do is go find entrepreneur young man to be the guy's mentor, protege.
Right.
Learn the tricks of the trade.
Where in the fuck are you going to find anybody under 40 years old now that's willing to fucking
work,
put effort into learning something and actually work?
Right.
You show him that old man's bank account. I bet you that kid would be impressed.
Yeah, probably.
We have our roach coach guy at my full-time job. He makes these, like wieners in a blanket or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's full hot dogs, right? They're full-length hot dogs. And he puts a thing of cheese in it. And then what he does is that he don't put it like in some dumbass fucking croissant type flavored fucking whatever. He uses pizza dough.
Oh, sweet.
Right? Dude, let me tell you something. They're fucking to die for. And like I said, he puts the cheese around the hot dog, right? He steams the hot dog. Puts the cheese around it. Puts the fucking pizza dough around it. Throws it in the fucking thing.
Oh,
my God. I'm like, and I threaten everybody at work too. The people that go out to the car, I go, well, the days that I'm in the warehouse like once or twice a week. Mainly just once. But sometimes I have like a shitty run and I'll be back early. And I threaten everybody. I go, hey, touch the fucking pig in a blanket, I'll kill you.
Right.
And, oh, yeah.
Everybody in the room's getting hungry now.
Getting hungry. So, hey, Peter Ascott, what's up, brother?
Brother Paul.
Yeah, it is. It's pigs in a blanket, but it's the full one, because we use the pigs in a blanket with the little shorties. You buy them at the store, they suck.
Yeah.
These are way better.
An old lady makes something big in a blanket. The weenie and the cheese and all kind of made me think about it. She'll take we use around here an all beef hot dog with a natural case and all that shit because I like it a little bit of a crunch or snap when you bite into it. Yeah. We'll cook those up. Well, but what she'll do is she'll take it, somebody split it open, lay cheddar and mozzarella cheese in that bastard, and wrap that son of a bitch with hickory smoked bacon, pin it down with toothpicks, cook that motherfucker that way.
Nice.
Then put them inside of the, it's some kind of fucking sandwich roll thing she found. They're fucking awesome. It's like a damn hoagie, but it's got all these damn sesame and poppy seeds and all this shit all over it and all through it. It's really fucking good. And she'll toast that motherfucker up after that with a damn another layer of mozzarella over the top of it in the toaster oven. Talking about some good shit. Holy fuck. You hurt your damn self eating them things.
I'm a cheese guy too, so you can never put enough cheese on there.
Right on.
Right
Yeah,
on,
sir.
peanuts, guys. No, it's those are the fucking nuts though. I love them. Absolutely love them. All right, we're getting late. It's like 10 minutes to 1.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
You got habanero cheese. That's awesome.
Oh hell yeah.
Made your eyes wide. Holy fuck, that'll clear your fucking pipes in a minute.
Right?
They fry dogs on a grill down south. I don't know, probably.
Yeah. We grill hot dogs. We'll even deep fry the motherfuckers.
What don't you deep fry? They fucking deep fry fucking pickles down there, for Christ's sakes.
Brother, I can take you to a restaurant in town that will serve you deep fried ice cream.
Fucking unbelievable. You people down there are crazy.
Shit's still froze in the middle like it's supposed to be, and it's this thick, crunchy buttermilk crust on the outside that'll make you slap your mama.
Here, I got a drool food for you. Aaron Nelson, that guy I was talking about before, Michigander.
Yeah.
His son got a really nice buck. He took it home, pulled the inside tenderloins out, wrapped them in bacon, and deep fried them.
Holy shit.
He pulled them out and cut it. That bacon was like disintegrating crispy, where you don't even have to chew it. It just melts in your mouth. And inside that loin was nice and pink still.
Oh, hell yeah.
Holy shit, I thought I was going to have a heart attack.
You weren't licking the damn monitor or nothing, was you?
Dude, I was damn close. I had to sit back in the chair and get away from it a little bit.
Damn.
Fucking Gear. Gear says he'd be a good hot dog salesman. Wieners, get your wieners fresh out of the warm spot.
All while wearing the wig in the nose.
Right on, Gear.
Hell
all right,
yeah.
you guys, listen. I'm going to get out of here. I got a shitload of packing and everything else to do tomorrow. So,
just be safe, brother.
Yeah, I will. You guys take care and have fun, and we'll see you back in a couple of weeks.
Hey, I tell you what, why don't you tie about a 10-foot chunk of paracord on that backpack and then put a carabiner on the other end and hook it on your belt loop? That way you can get out of the car without it.
Right, no shit.
It's not picking on you, brother. Just we don't want to see you have to go through that shit again.
No, I won't. I won't. But all right, you guys, everybody, take it easy, and good seeing you all, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks. All right.
Right on.
So for now, we'll say goodbye.